where we left yesterday. First, we're going to complete the JavaScript basic part, the theoretical part. Then, if we have time, we are going to do the JavaScript DOM programming. Okay. I think that much only we can do. JavaScript DOM programming also, I think we will just touch. Let's see how much we can do. And the thing is that those who are coming here for the first time means this whole week it's a JavaScript certification course, and what else will be done there. So this JavaScript theoretical thing, all these things will be done first, and JavaScript means the basics of JavaScript. Then JavaScript DOM will be done. Then Async JavaScript will be done. Very important thing, promises and all those things are there. And then after that, A6 is done, which is a must for you to become a React.js developer. Those who don't know, I help people become web app developer, and for that you have to become a React.js developer. Okay, so that is there, and right now we are streaming 2 times per day on this channel at 3 p.m. One of the teacher of TWD, Mosam, he does the CSS, and at this time I do the JavaScript. Okay, so that is there. Planning to have some more this twice a day kind of a thing. Okay, because we have onboarded a new teacher. Okay, yeah, so good evening. So we'll start where we have left. Okay, so hope everybody is able to see me, and yeah, they are able to see me. And let me share my screen now. Okay. Yeah, so again we are going to start with JSBin, and today we are JSBin, and all. Increase the font size. 150 is a good font size. Okay, so that is done. So we'll start with your loops. We'll start with loops. Loops are there in almost all programming languages, so they are there in JavaScript also. Okay, and we'll start with the traditional for loop. The traditional for loop is from the beginning of time, which is from the time when COBOL was invented as a programming language, like in the 1960s. And the for loop has not changed a bit from that time. Only the way the variables are done, they are changed. But the thing is that JavaScript had some other advanced for loop also that we're going to see later on. Mainly in the A6 part we're going to see. So let us see what is this traditional for loop which I'm talking about. If you're coming from an IT background, you know what I'm talking about, because this is the same in Java also, this is the same in C++ also, this is the same in C also. So if your IT background is here, if you're B computer science, B IT, B electronics also, people learn C. So all those things are there like that. Okay, so we're going to learn about the loops. Hope you all know it, but I will teach it in a very good way, the traditional for loop also, because this is something which I have learned from my madam when I was my computer madam when I was in the 11th. So from that time I was having this one subject as C++. So for let I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 10, I plus plus console.log of. Okay, yeah, so loop. Okay, we have seen this thing. So I am taking this thing as your tilde thing, the new way to give the string. Okay, loop number is like $i. Yeah, so if I run it, I will get this loop number 0 to 1 2 3 4 5 7 9 10. So how does this work? Let us see that thing. Okay, so first let I equal to 0 is there. So let is how we declare variables in JavaScript, which is like let var or const, anything we could have given. And only this thing is different in other programming language. In C++, C, Java, this will be int. Just that much different will be there. Okay, so how does this start? So when this for loop starts, it will start from here. Let I equal to 0. It will initialize a temporary variable I equal to 0. Okay, so this variable will be initialized. Then it will go here. Okay, then it will go here, and it will check the condition. If the condition is true only, then it will go inside. 0 is less than equal to 10. Yes, 0 is less than equal to 10. It is true. So it will come inside and do the console.log loop number, and this statement will be printed. Then what will happen? Then the next iteration will come. Okay, so the next iteration doesn't start from here. Next iteration will start from here. It will do I plus plus. I plus plus is a short form in almost all programming language. It means I equal to I plus 1. So I equal to I plus 1 because means I equal to 0 plus 1 is means I will become 1. Then I will become 1. Then it will from here it will go here. 1 is less than equal to 10. Yes, that is true. 1 is less than equal to 10. So it will then again go down and it will print this 1. Then again it will go up from here in this way. In this way it will go up, and it will do I plus plus. It will become 2, and then it will be 2 is less than equal to 10. Yeah. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. So till 10 it will come. 10 is less than equal to 10. 10 is not less than 10, but 10 is equal to 10. Yes, it is true. You come in, put a 10. Again go up. 11. 11 is, it will make it I as 11. 11 is less than equal to 10. No, it is not true, so it will come out. So this is how traditional for loop work. Only the first time when it will run like this. From the next time onwards, it will come from here till here. From right to left, it will come like this. If I would have a marker. I don't know. I have a marker or not. Okay, so it will come like this, and it will first time it will do from here till here like this. Okay, and the next time it will come from here till here. So this is how this traditional for loop works, and this is how it is run. So that is there. Now let us learn about another loop, which is known as a while loop, which is actually much more easier than the for loop, but we don't use the while loop at all. There is a reason behind that, and while loops are not loved by developers and all, and nobody uses it that much. Let us understand why. Sometimes might be there, you use it, but there is nothing like what we cannot do with for loop that we can do with while loop. Okay, so that's why nobody uses. So for loop is, but for loop is very easy. So this loop I will change it to for loop actually. Okay, so how to do, and you'll see that how easy it is. So let I equal to 0. First thing is that let I equal to 0 will be there, which will be outside, okay. Then the condition like while I is less than equal to 10 will be inside this while loop. Okay, then come here and this thing console.log will come here. Okay, and then at the end this I plus plus will be done. So if I clear it, if I run it, it will run like the same only, and this is much more easier to understand because see, every programming language run from top to down. So top to down, and it never goes back unless it is called. So top to down it will work. So I equal to 0 it will do. Then I will never become 0. It will never come down. I equal to 0 it will do. Then 0 is less than equal to 10 it will do. Okay, it is true. Then the loop number 0 will print it. Then I plus plus is done. I equal to I plus 1 is done. And then it will go up here. Okay, and then 1 is less than equal to 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 till 11 is done. It will be done. So in a way, this while loop is much more easier to understand than this for loop. I don't have to teach you all these things like, okay, it will come from this right, left, and then it will come from this right. All the nonsense I don't have to teach you. But then also developer don't like this while loop. What is the reason behind that? See the when you start using a language, sometimes the syntax get in your mind. So this for loop syntax is that if you're in a development, this will be in your mind for a long time. The while loop, the problem with while loop is that its syntax doesn't have this I plus plus. So a lot of time it used to happen that developer used to forget this thing, I plus plus. So this is only 2-3 lines. Suppose there are 100 lines are there, which is generally the case. 100 lines in their loop means there are lot of things we are going to do inside the loop. And I forgot this I plus plus, which developer used to forget. Developer cannot remember all these things. But if I give a for loop, I will never forget because that is the part of the syntax. I forgot this. Now what will happen? If I run it, it has got into an infinite loop. It is slowly moving and all. You're seeing that it is slowly moving. What it is moving? Actually, it has gone to an infinite loop. It will soon break my browser. Because see, this is never true. It means I equal to 0, 0 is less than equal to 10. It is always the 0 is less than equal to 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It is going, and soon it will break my browser. This is how bad programming breaks the browser. Okay, it will break the browser because see, you're seeing that it is just like shaking. Actually it's shaking because loop number 0 is printed at a very fast rate, and it will keep on printing unless the browser memory gets over. Okay, so I'll clear it, and it is done. Okay, so I don't want to break my browser right now, so that's why people don't prefer the while loop. Let me come do it back. Okay, so that is the reason. Now we are going to look into another format of while loop again. very less. I have not used it personally, but man, a lot of time means in my 16 years of career I have not used it much. This is known as the do while, but again this is there in all other programming languages and it is there in JavaScript also. What is this do while? Okay, so do while is like the same thing will be like this. Okay, so I will copy this and come here, paste it, and I will actually comment this out. Now what is a do while? Do while, what happens, this condition I will cut it and I'll paste it here, and I will do a do here. So what is the difference here? Okay, so and if I run it, it will give me the same thing only. Okay, but what is the difference here? See, I'm not checking any condition the first time. So this is a special case of while loop in which the condition is not checked first time. So first time, even if there is nothing, it will go inside and print something. So how to check that? Okay, how to check that? I will make this I plus equal to 11 maybe. I plus equal to is again a shortcut. Developers have shortcuts. I plus equal to means I equal to I plus 11. Like I plus 11, I'll run it, and now what will happen? Loop number 0 is been printed. So what will happen? I equal to 0, it will come to this do, and then it will do the console.log. Loop number is 0. Loop number is 0, it will print I plus equal to 11. It is doing I plus equal to 11. It is doing means I equal to 0 plus 11 is 11. 11 is not less than equal to 10. So the first condition itself is false. But it has already printed this thing because one time it will run. So that is the very big use case of do while. So it will run at least one time even if the condition is not true. So that is the do while loop. Okay, so that is done. Now, okay, now we are going to look into a very important thing. Okay, like this. It is a very popular format in the internet. Means if you are going to attend my React.js class, or which I want you all to attend it, React.js class, then what happens, there is a something known as an array of object, and this is the most popular way to pass data over the internet. Arrays of object, because arrays we can easily iterate. Arrays can be iterated very easily, and we're going to look into more arrays matter later on. And object because you can store a lot of data in the object. See, like I will tell an API endpoint. Okay, so that is something which is a bit advanced thing, but then also, so data moves around in the internet in something known as API endpoints. Like this API endpoints are there. Okay, it will move around like this. So okay, like this array of objects. So this is known as array of objects. It will move around like this only. All the data, even the Amazon, you go to the Amazon website, some data will come from the backend. So backend, all these things, if you want to learn, you can learn from a website how to create this API endpoint and all those things. See, no front end interacts directly with the database. There are some API endpoints created in languages like Node.js, Java, .NET. So those are different things. Okay, so that is there. So let us do a array of object now, and how to loop through the array of object. So array of object is there, and why it is coming like this? Const is it big? What is the okay? Const lang equal to array of objects, and always this object should have some id is equal to 1. You should keep some id, and name is equal to yes Pascal, and year is equal to 1970. Okay, so like this 2 3 4 C 1972 C++ 1985, and our favorite JavaScript in 1990. These are the real years. 1995. Okay, so this were the time this object, these languages were actually released to the public. Okay, that is there. So how to loop through this? Okay, so we can loop through this with the for loop, and for loop, traditional for loop, we can loop through it. So like this: for let I equal to 0, I is less than lang dot length. So why I'm doing this lang or length, because I don't know always see what will be the length of this thing. I will not know this always. Sometimes it comes from the database and all. So this right now, when I do the lang dot length, it will come as 1 2 3 4. Lang dot length will come as 4. So it is something like that, 0. So lang dot length I have taught earlier, means when I was in the previous class, I think I have taught. So I equal to 0, I is less than 4, I is less than 4, and I plus plus. Okay, and then I'll come here and do a console.log of lang I. So if I do only lang I, so what will happen? So lang of 0 will give me this thing, lang of 1 will give me this thing. Okay, let us run this thing and see what will come in the lang of I will clear it, run it. See, all these objects are coming again. Ignore this thing, this comes in this JSBin. Okay, so objects will come. So suppose I want to see the name, so langai dot name, clear it, run it. So it will come like this. Okay, so that is there. You come like this. Now this is the for loop, traditional for loop. But traditional for loop is always a bit confusing, and a lot of things are there. So JavaScript and all the other languages have their own for loops kind of a thing. Also, JavaScript has actually a lot of other for loops kind of a thing. Okay, so one of the for loop which JavaScript have, actually JavaScript has more for loops. That is known as a for of loop. Okay, that is known as a for dot of loop. For of loop is known as, and it is like for let L. I'm taking L. This L can be anything. Let L of lang, and then console dot log of L dot year. L dot year. So I want to do the year right now. So I will clear it and run it. So L dot year will come 1980 and whatever is there. So L dot year will come like this. Okay. So that is there. And what is this L inside? Instead of this L, I can do anything also. And what is this for of loop and all? Internally, it runs like this only. So it is like that. You will select anything and then off you have to use. Okay. Internally, you don't need to know how does this all these things I less than lang and all these things will work. But this is much, you should at least know this thing. This is very much important to know the traditional for loop, the working of traditional for loop, because internally this for loop also have this traditional for loop kind of thing, and this for loop in JavaScript only. Okay, so all the other languages have something else are there. It is not like that. No, nobody else have this thing. Okay, so everyone have something else. So now the next thing which we are going to do is the conditionals. Now, conditionals are very much important. What are the conditionals? JSBin JavaScript console, and the conditionals are like if statement, if else statement, if else if statement, switch statement. Those are known as conditional. They are not like loops that they will keep on running. See, where a loop is used, whenever there is some repetitive tasks, you should use loop, or else you have to write the same thing 100 times. So here we are using this for loop. Look, okay, loop number 1 to 10. If you are not using loop, you have to write a console of 10 times. Okay, that is the use of loop. So what are the conditions? Condition are just check the condition only once, and depending upon that, it will run or not run. Okay, one time only it will run. So we'll check condition, but with the condition, we're going to check one more bug in JavaScript. Actually, there is a bug in JavaScript, very big bug. Conditionals. Okay, conditionals, and should have spelled it right. Conditionals. Const x equal to 10. See, this is not number 10. See, one thing you should see. I have not given a number 10. I have given a string 10. I have given a string 10. JavaScript is a loosely typed language, as I have told. So in const, I can const var all these things. I can give anything. Okay, so like this it is there. Then if x double equal to 10, so this is a comparison which I'm doing, which is there again in any every other programming language. So then console dot log is x is 10. So first me tell what I have done. What is this if statement? So if statement checks this conditions, and okay, one more thing let me tell. So see, when we have a single equal to, this is known as the assignment operator, and this is known as compare operator or something. Okay, yeah, compare operator or something it is known as. Okay, this is assignment operator. What it does, assignment operator is right hand side, it assign to the left hand side. And what this comparison operator does, so there is double equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, greater than, less than, all these are comparison operator. What it does, it checks the right hand side and the left hand side, and whatever condition is this, suppose in this case equal to, if both of them are equal, then a true will be there, then it will, the output will be true, the boolean true kind of thing. And if statement, what is this if statement, the control will go inside only if it is true. So means if this statement is true, then only it will print this console existent. Okay, so let us see whether existent is printed or not. Existent is printed, but one more thing is there. In almost every other programming language, this will x equal to 10 will not be printed. Why? Because see, this x is string 10, this is number 10, they're totally different thing, they're not the same thing. String 10 is and number 10 are totally different thing. So in most other programming languages like Java, C++, everything, this will not run, this will be a false statement, but this is a true statement. Why? And this is one of the big bug in JavaScript, which is again the 3 days thing. JavaScript was made in a hurry, as I've told earlier. JavaScript was made in 3 days, so a lot of bugs were there, and those bugs cannot be fixed. But this bug was actually fixed quite soon, because this was a very big bug. Means, and why this bug is there? So there is something in JavaScript known as compiler. What it does, the compiler, there is something known as strict comparison, which this is not, and the compiler sees this kind of things. It try to make it, try to change it. And what it will do, see, when it will see that, when it will see this statement like this, the statement will be like this. Okay, 10 equal to 10, the statement will be like this. So the compiler will try to convert any one of them to make it right. So compiler will try to convert this string 10, and when it will try to convert this string 10, it will make it number 10, the compiler, and then it is true. So that's why that's a bad thing to do in JavaScript. So that is not a good behavior to do, because it leads to a lot of issues. So JavaScript people in the next 1 or 2 years only, they fix this issue. How they fix this issue? They fix this issue with having something unique in JavaScript, and that is known as a triple equal to operator. Only in JavaScript, no other language there is triple equal to operator. So let us see that triple equal to operator. So let us have another thing. Const y equal to, again I will take this string 20, then if y not 1 2 3 times equal to, again a weird thing in JavaScript, 3 times equal to 20, then console dot log of y is 20. Similar to else is like console dot log of, okay, else the statement also I will tell y is string 20, y is string 20. So what is this? Means y is 20, y is string 20. Okay, and what is the else part? So else part is like in the if else statement, what happens in the if else statement, there is a if part is there, and the if part is not true, then the else part will run. Means something will run. If the if part is true, then only the if part will run, else part will not run. If the if part is false, then only the else part will run. So it is like that. And in this case, see, when I, another thing, when I give this triple equal to, no, it is on a strict comparison. No changes, no compiler, no, the not of those things the compiler will do. So all those things the compiler will not do. Y equal to triple equal to 20 is there. Okay, so that is there. So now what is there here? Y is triple 20. Let me clear it and let me run it. why is string 20 is coming? Why is string 20 is coming? Okay, because the else part was on. Now the string 20 is not equal to number 20, so this else part will be run. So this is how it is run. Okay, so that is there. So now let us learn about one more thing. Okay, that one more thing is like not one thing, we have to learn about a lot of things. Okay, so we still have more than half an hour. Okay, so there is a if else if statement. If else if is all, and it is there, it is also there in almost all other programming languages. Okay, if else if statement. If else if statement, uh, what I'm saying, it is known as if else, if else statement. Almost in every other programming language also we have this. So I will have const z equal to 69 maybe. Okay, so now I will have if z is greater than 100, then console.log of z is greater than 100. Else if z is greater than, see, I'm doing this thing. Okay, else if z is greater than 80, then console.log, look at that, z is greater than 80. It's okay, I don't need to press this thing. So this else if is there, and then else if z is greater than 60, z is greater than 60, and if all the conditions are not true, then I will have a else z is less than 60. Okay, so if else if statement is like that, it will check all the conditions, and whatever condition is true, it will get out of the if statement. So if this condition only true, it will not go to the next one, just like else statement, but we have else if also. So if this condition true, it will come out here. If this condition true, this will come out here. In our case, what will happen? 69 is there. 69 is less greater than 100. No, it is not true. 16, then it will come to the second one. 69 is greater than 90. No, it is not true. 69 is greater than 60. Yes, it is true. So let us do it, and it will print z is greater than 60. So if I do it like 59, if I do it 59, then what will happen? Z is less than 60 is coming. So this is like this, it will work. So nothing matches, it will run the else condition. Okay, so it is like that. Let me do it something else. Okay, so that is there. So this is how the if else if statement runs. Okay, so now JSBin so conditionals. Okay, conditionals. I put dot because it is continued. So we are going to learn about or and operators. Again, this is also there in almost all programming languages, or and operators, which you can use in the if statement or any kind of statement which you can use, like the if statement kind of, and we can join two statements, and or works in a different way and works in a different way. Okay, so like I have a const x equal to 20, and then const y equal to 30. I don't know, something is happening. It's going away a lot of time. Okay, one sec. I want to check something. Oh, my Mac is going nuts on this Firefox Developer Edition. 14 GB is just taking. Shit. Okay, no problem. Let us do. Miss it can go down also. Okay. Okay, no problem. So const x is 20 and y equal to 30. I do, and then if x double equal to, or maybe triple equal to, I'll take 20, or we give or like this, y triple equal to 40, like this, console dot log of any one of the statement are true. Any one of the statement are true. Okay, so what is this? What is this or which I have taken? What is this or? So this or means, as it is written here, so or what happens when we can do this thing. So y equal to y triple x triple equal to 20, which is true, but this is not true. X is not equal to 40, but then also it will go inside, and then also it will go inside and it will print the statement. So any one of them, you can have hundreds of statements also like this with or hundreds of statements you can give, and if any one of them is true, it will go inside. So or means that, or literally means that only. So similarly, what we are going to do, we are going to look into the and I'm going to do, and in the and what will happen again, the same thing is there. Both of the statements are true, but as you might have guessed, it will not run, because and what happens, even if one of them is false, it will not go inside, it will not go inside the statement, it will not go inside the statement. Okay, so that is the issue. Okay, one sec. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which you are going to learn is the ternary operator. We have this thing. Ternary operator. Ternary operator is actually very important. In React, we use this a lot, ternary operator. So it's very important to teach. Ternary operator is actually a shortcut of if-else statement. Okay, if-else statement. It's a bit complicated. Means you might find the syntax not very much good. But in React, we love single line statement. A single line statement we love. So that's is like this: const z equal to 10 and let color will be there, and if z is greater than 10, so I will first write if else statement, then I will convert it into a ternary. Okay, so if z is greater than 10, then color equal to red. Z is not greater than 10, so that's definitely this will be false. Else color equal to blue. It's color equal to blue. So that is there. Now let me do the console.log of color. And it will be blue because z is not greater than that. Now we're going to convert this statement into a ternary operator statement. So how to do that? Okay, const. See, it's a very good thing. You can do it in a single line. So const color 2 equal to z is greater than 10. We have this question mark. Then I will have this red or blue. So this is there, and then the console.log of color 2. So what I've done, okay, let me run it also. So this blue is second one is coming from this ternary operator. So what just happened? See, first thing is that z is greater than 10. It will check the condition, like a if statement, it will check the condition. if it finds this question mark after it. Actually this question mark is very much required, so this question mark is required, then only z is greater than 10 will happen. So means it will check the condition. It will check the condition. If it is true, then this thing will be, this red will be taken here. If it is false, then this will be taken. So it is like a if else statement. So this is how we do it. Okay, so this is the thing, it is there. Now ternary operator is done. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is the switch statements. Okay, switch statements we are going to learn. Switch statement is a bit like this if else if statement, but there are a lot of use cases for the switch statement. I will tell one very good use case also of the switch statement. Okay, so that is there. And JSBin is there. Then switch statements is there. Const color equal to blue. Okay, then switch color case is red, console.log color is red. Break. So this break statement very important in switch. See, in if else statement there was no break statement, but as I told, the moment something is true, it will go outside it. Means it will not, if this is true, then it will not go to the next statement. But switch statement, we need this break statement. It is very important. Okay, so we'll understand why this break statement is very much required. And there is a very good use case without the break also, I will going to tell. Okay, so that is there. let me have this a lot of times, then I will change it. Okay, so red, green, blue, violet, and purple. Purple. Okay, so this is the, and we will have a default case also. There was one day I was not giving this default in a other day in a react redux. We use switch statements a lot, and I forgot this default, and it was giving such a big error, and not able to find that error. So no color was matched. Okay, and okay, one more thing is there in JavaScript. See this semicolon you're seeing at the end, this is actually not mandatory. Okay, you can give it also, it is not mandatory to have this always. It was not like this always. This was made in ES6. It was made in ES6 in 2015. Before that, this semicolon was mandatory always, but now it is not mandatory. Okay, so this is like this. So see, the switch statement is essentially same as the if statement only. The see here also thing matches the else part is run, and here if nothing matches, this default case will run. So if I run it, so color is blue will be run because the color is blue. So it will come here, red it will go, then green, it will see red. Okay, red is not matched, green is not matched, blue is matched, and it will break it and come out. Okay, and if I get something like maybe like magenta, very good color. So no color was matched, will be there, default is there. So now one more thing I want to tell here. Okay, let me make it to violet. So you might be thinking it is like if else if statement, why to use it? But there are some use cases like in Redux we should always use the switch statement. It fits very well in the Redux also. Redux I don't, this month there is no Redux, but I have Redux certificate, Redux playlist also on my channel. You can go and find out the Redux playlist. It is very good. Okay, so that is there. Now I want to tell one more thing. This break statement is very much important. Okay, so I will give one special kind of thing. Actually, I will remove it anyways. Okay, so I've done this thing. I've removed the break, and I'll do the color is blue or violet. I'll do this. The color is blue or violet is been printed because I've removed everything like break statement and all I've removed, and it is coming like this. And it will be, and this is a very good use case also of it. And I can do the blue also, and for blue also it will run like this. Color is blue or violet. So that break statement is very much important. If you don't give the break statement, it will go to the next statement. If it matches, and it will print that thing. So this is how it works. Switch and all. Okay. So now the last thing here, what we're going to do are functions. Are functions in JavaScript. JavaScript is mainly a function-oriented language. Although in ES6 classes are been added, but it is mainly a functional programming language. Functions are also known as a first-class citizen in JavaScript. Okay, so JSBin, I'll do JSBin and JavaScript console, and all these things are there. So let us do the functions then. So there are 4 ways to give the functions. Okay, so one is the method number 1 is like function declaration. So the methods have also names are there. So function declaration is there. So what is the function declaration? This is the most common way to give function in JavaScript. Function in JavaScript is given with the function keyword is there. So we will give that function keyword. So function and like this, add nums and num1 comma num2. So JavaScript, okay, let me complete this and then I'll tell one thing. Console.log num1 plus num2, and I will add nums 20 comma 30 like this. I'll do it and I'll run it and it will be done. So one thing I want to tell, JavaScript functions are a bit different, means not different in the syntax. Actually, I'm telling it is a bit different than the syntax of languages like Java, C++, and all those things. But syntax is different. All those languages generally have a return type. Okay, return type we run it. In cases like this, we in those functions in those languages like I know C++. I've done my like 2 decade back. So there we run something like void or something like this in C++. Okay, so I still remember it's more than 20 years back I've done C++. So this is there. So but we have functions only here. Even if there is a return type is there, we'll have a function. But in C++, Java, all those things, if a return type is there, we'll have int or something like this. So what is this return type which I am telling? So and the one of the thing is that the most easiest way or the most basic way to give a function is with the function keyword in JavaScript. Okay, so that is it. Now okay, return thing we'll go do in the next function. Okay, so method number 2 is known as function expressions, but we're going to look into it later on. I want to show something first. Let me change this name like this, multi nums I'm going to do, and let me change this to multi nums. Okay, and I will do an into here. I'll run it and it will give me 600. It is okay, it is giving me 600. So I can have a return statement also here instead of this. Return statement is again the concept is there in almost every other programming language. So it will whatever it will return it. But when I will return it, I'll clear it and let me do it. See, I'll not get the 600 or anything, because when a function returns something, I have to catch it. So most popular way to catch it is to catch it in a variable, like I will have a const and this is in every other languages. It is like this, const multi equal to this, I'll do. And now even if I run it now, it will not show because I have to show that value. So I will be doing the console.log of multi I always like to give this semicolon, but sometimes I forget and it doesn't give me error also. So now it will show this 600, but we can use a shortcut also here. In most cases, we will not use a shortcut, but here we are just want to console log, so we are going to use the shortcut. A shortcut instead of this multi, I'm going to directly do it, and this I'll do, and then clear and run it, and it will give me like this 600. So this is how it is done. But we are not done with function expression. I was only telling about the return types. So what is this function expression? So function expression is I have told what functions are also known as first class citizen in JavaScript. In JavaScript, they are known as first class citizen. Okay, so that is there. So there's another way to declare function, which is known as function expression, and this way is in other languages also. But the function expression way is only in JavaScript, and that way is like this. I will go come here and do a const multi and equal to I'll do equal to function num1 and num2. Okay, num1 and num2 I'll do num1 and num2. So like this also we can do. Okay, it is also sometimes known as anonymous function. Means this function is like written like this. So it is like a variable. I am assigning a function to a variable. It is not possible anywhere else. It is only possible here. So I am assigning a function to a variable. So it is like this. So this is known as a function expression, only possible in JavaScript. So this all things were there, and there is a problem with the normal function. There is a thing known as this keyword in JavaScript, which is a very complicated thing. Actually, there is a thick book written on the this keyword, and that this keyword you don't know JavaScript. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell. JavaScript on the top, it is seems like, oh, it's a very easy language and all those things. And I also teach the easy part of the JavaScript, and now it is the tough part of JavaScript. So tough part of JavaScript I don't teach because that is not required in React. My main motto is to make you all React.js developers. So that is my main motto, because that is how you'll get a job in a startup, becoming a React.js developer. But if you want to deep dive into JavaScript, very much deep dive into JavaScript, there is a lot of things which are required. Sometimes it is required to crack interviews for service companies. Again, they ask those things. I don't know why. There is something like prototype, this keyword, and all those things. Those things are there in my channel also. But very earlier, I have to created a lot of videos on those things. So, and those things are difficult to understand. And it is always they say there is a saying that JavaScript is easy to learn but difficult to master. It can take up to 4 to 5 years to master JavaScript, because there are so many things in JavaScript, the internal one workings like prototype and all those things. And if you want to master JavaScript, the best place is to do it through this. You don't know JS. You don't know JS. This is a series of actually 6 books. I have not written it. Those who know, I am also a writer. I have not written it. Kyle Simpson, very popular guy. This is a book of 6 books, and these are so thick books, each one of them. If you want to master JavaScript, you have to learn this. And these 6 books, it will take you at least 2 years to learn. At least 2 years. That is for sure. I have learned this. I've also not gone through these books, but I have gone through some of the videos in which these books were been mentioned. Okay, so this takes at least 2 years to learn. Very big books, very thick book. I don't recommend them, because I I want you all to become a React.js developer, not a JavaScript developer. I only teach that much JavaScript which is required to become a React.js developer, not a JavaScript developer. Okay, so that is there. So okay. So we are left with 2 other ways of functions. Okay, one of them is this arrow function. So this keyword was a big issue in JavaScript. So in 2015, JavaScript has gone through a major upgradation. ES6 was added to it, and ES6 with ES6 there is something known as arrow function which came in JavaScript. Okay, arrow function. Okay, so what happened with this arrow function? Arrow functions are like this. This is the method number 3, and method number 3 I'll again do it from here, because arrow function came from the function expressions only, because they are advanced form of function expression. Method number 3 is arrow functions. So let me first change it to from multi to modnums, and this num1 modulus this num2, and it will give me 20. Maybe I will give it as 40. So modulus, I think you all know modulus gives the remainder. So it will give like this. Why I am doing this? It is not mod. It is mod. Mod. Mod is not there. It's a mod. Okay, so I'm going to convert this into arrow function. Okay, so this is function expression only right now. How to do it in arrow function? The arrow function, what happens? They have removed this function keyword completely, and it is not like a synthetic change. Okay, now there is some very good thing in arrow function. This keyword binds very good. We are going, when we're going to do React, we're going to see some problem with this keyword also, and we'll solve it with the arrow function. Okay, so I'll give this equal to and this is how we change it to arrow function, equal to and greater than. You should not give it like this. Okay, so this is not arrow function. This should be one word, also known as fat arrow function. You'll see there is not much difference, so it will be shown like this. Okay, that is there. And let me give the attendance, because I think we end it after this only, because the next thing is a JSDOM, which we don't have time today. Okay, so I thought we have time. Okay, this guy come daily. This guy comes daily to my channel. I don't know why this guy comes daily. Okay, so this is done, and someone is telling hi from LinkedIn. I don't watch much of LinkedIn. Okay, so how to compare two arrays of object. Why will you do that? Compares to arrays of object. You cannot compare it so much so easily. Compare, and nobody does that. Prabhakaran asked a good question. Actually, I didn't saw the chat. Nobody compares arrays of object, because they will definitely be different, and you don't want to loop through everything, and you write a very big logic, or maybe there will be some library for that. You can check it out. Okay. Yeah, I have blocked him. This guy comes daily and put this all this nonsense thing, and I have to daily block him and come with something new. Spammers nowadays coming a lot. Okay, so I just saw that the spammer came. So main topics. It depends the main topic. Okay, so let me complete it, then I'll tell. Okay. Okay, so one sec. Ashwin, don't ask for certificates here. Anyways, you will get certificate. Ping me for the certificate and all. You saw your name on LinkedIn. You should have pinged me there and all. So you don't download certificate or somewhere. We just send the certificates on the mail by which you have registered. We send the certificate on the mail. So you have to check your mail. If your name was there, and it might have been sent. Okay, so that is there. Every certificates are sent on mail, and if you see your name on LinkedIn, means definitely you might have got the certificate. Okay, so let me complete it. So this is so no, the session is not over. Someone asked some questions, so it was there. Okay, so okay, so this arrow function is like this. It is done like this. Okay, so there is a last thing which is remaining, which is there is a fourth method to do the function, and that is known as condensed arrow function. And then Yeah. First, let me change it. Change it to divnums, 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 divnums. Just for curiosity, that was a good question, but those questions you should do a Google, because that will require at least 10 to 12 lines of codes, or there is a library, I don't remember its name. There is a very good library to do something like that, and all these questions you should ask, means nobody compare those things, okay? Because that array of object there are, like it will be very difficult to miss. You have to do two for loops, you have to write, okay, one inside the another, and then you have to compare each one of them, okay? So that's at least 10-20 lines of codes you have to write, so you can try it anyway. Okay, so this div nums I will do. Okay, and I'll run it, so this division will be done. So now, what is this? Is not a condensed arrow function. So how to do this condensed arrow function? So condensed arrow function are like that. Whenever we have only one return statement, we can actually remove this thing. We can actually remove this thing, and this is how you'll see that in React we are going to use it like this a lot. So we can remove this thing, and it will work properly. It will work properly. So this is known as condensed arrow function. Actually, it has got something more also. Okay, so that more is like, suppose I have only one parameters like this 40. Okay, and I will do it with 10 maybe. So I have this, like only this num1 I am going to have. It will run perfectly. If I have such conditions, in that I can omit this thing also. I can omit this brackets also, which conveys that parameter has been passed. So I'll create it and run it, and it will be fine. So this is, if I tell this to anyone who doesn't know this arrow functions in JavaScript, they will be confused what is this, but it is a proper function in JavaScript. So this is the arrow function, this is the condensed arrow function. These are four things. So we are done with today's thing, means all those things we are done. And so okay, one sec. Okay, so we are done with today's section. Very good questions, and like okay, I'm stuck. I'm stuck, or my system. Okay, I don't have to use this Firefox developer editing. Okay, so yeah, so thank you all, and system is getting stuck a lot. Thank you all. Bye.